Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios and brought to you by official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Molson's The Missing, available on Amazon. We're here with a wonderful lady who works as a clinical mental health professional and also works with scientists at night who love cosmetology. Also, she gained a license 20 years ago to help take care of her hair and shares her experience with helping others, as you can see on the Zoom as well. And she also has a brand new book which will help with chemical treatments and also salon tricks to your hair to basically to climate dry and damage hair as well too, and done naturally. And of course, if you go to a hair salon, she can help you do it a little bit cheaper and a little bit well, she can tell you more about it with all the beautiful hair. Live, ladies and gentlemen, from Plus Studios, somewhere outside Charlotte, North Carolina, the author of the new amazing book, Unlock the Secrets for Relaxers, Perms, and Colors. Ladies and gentlemen, the multi-talented Rose Bonner. Rose, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Pleasure is mine. Thank you for having me, Mike.
Well, it's great to have you on board, too. By the way, before we talk about a little bit of hair as well, too, your hair is looking great. How'd you manage to get great hair like that?
With a little practice and effort.
Well, I see that's part of the secrets too. We'll get more of that. At least have a little bit of a tease right there. So you work as a clinical mental health professional. You work with scientists at night who love cosmetology. You gained license 20 years ago to help take care of hair and shares your experience with helping others, get that hair as well too. And you have a new book that's out helping with chemical treatments and earn salon tricks into your hair and also climate dry and also damage hair as well too. Hear all that? The book is called Unlock the Secrets for Relaxers, Perms, and Colors. I mean, I would love to talk about hair, but I don't think I have much left to talk about unless there's like a miracle or something I can recommend. And before getting all that, how to get some great healthy hair, tell us how you first got started, Rose.
Well, I started, as you say, about 20 years ago, having an interest in providing information that's generally not found in one spot, or you can't get it because you're going to the salon and you don't know the secrets that the salons know.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. And what was that one precise moment that simply influenced you into what you were doing?
Well, I really enjoyed doing my own hair. And at the beginning, before I became a cosmetologist, I had a complete disaster.
Ooh.
So I learned in the beginning that it requires a little more effort than just desire to make great results.
Hmm. And how so? Tell us more about your experience that caused you simply say, "Hey, we're going to do this the right way."
Yes, well, porosity is a really big thing about hair, and it's more genetic than it actually is a product that you put on your hair. So when you understand that porosity is based on moisture, then that's the key to healthy hair. Dry, damaged hair, whatever you're doing to your hair, if it is maintained as moisture, that means it's shiny and healthy, then you can practically do anything you want with it.
Mm-hmm. And what are some of the causes of having like dry, damaged hair, and what can be done about it?
Since we're in the middle of winter or almost into winter, putting a scarf on your head, getting out in the wind and the rain and the elements, you're pulling the moisture out of your hair. So you're causing it to be frail and fragile, and it dries it out. That's one main reason right now that people have dry hair. You use too much shampoo, you're shampooing your hair too often. There are several different factors that would cause your hair to be dry or damaged.
Okay. And what are some of the factors?
Well, that's it. The environment, the products that you use, using too much of the products that you're using too much heat, and then just not knowing basic, simple tricks to avoid a lot of damage. Like instead of putting the shampoo in your hair and putting it right on the top, shampoo and put it all around your hair, and then you're avoiding constantly putting hair on the top of the hair, causing it to thin out.
Hmm. That's really interesting too. And what is the actual correct way of putting shampoo on your hair besides the typical lather, rinse, repeat you see on the shampoo products?
Depending on how thick your hair is, if it's very thin, then you wouldn't even want to use a fourth of a teaspoon. But if your hair is very thick, you may want to use a tablespoon of a really nice oil before you wash your hair. You put it on your hair, and then you put the shampoo directly on the dried, oiled hair, and it causes the hair to grab the oil, which seals the cuticle. So, but you're washing all that excess oil so that you don't have hair that's limp and unable to move and flow, but it secures the hair cuticle before you even get started.
Okay, and then some of the national brand shampoos out there. What are some of the ones that are recommended, and what are some of the ones that you personally would avoid?
I would avoid technically anything that's in like a Walmart. We like Walmart, but those products are so generically made that they're going to have fillers and products that will draw the hair out. This is one product. It's Orbe.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good product that it balances the hair no matter what your hair type is. And it's only sold in the salons, but you can get it online without having to go to the salon. And there are a couple other products like Acelis that you can buy that's in my book, less expensive, but I would really stay away from the 5 and dime 10-cent stores, right? Because those products are just going to be very generic that will damage the hair eventually.
Okay, and also, what are some of the salon brand products that you would personally recommend besides the one you mentioned?
Yes, in my book, it's really important that you don't have to use every single product on a product line. Sometimes you got to use the shampoo, the conditioner, but you don't. So it depends on how thick your hair is rather than the type of hair you have, because you want it to be fluffy, you want it to be full, and you want to do the hairstyle that you want to wear. So in my book, I've got several different brands according to your hair type. And I really came up with this great idea that people who don't like to read books, they can go on my website, submit their question. I'll read the book and give the information that you need.
And what are some of the several tricks and several things? We'll talk about that with Rose Bonner of Unlock the Secrets for Relaxers, Perms, and Colors. But first, listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at SonicWebStudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960, or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, time to give official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Molson Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mia Molson Zia, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. It takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, 1 target, where truth is illusion and those you love will be the first go missing. It's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Molson Zia has got great reviews. An Eve 11 endorsed by Howard celebrities, including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today for it goes Missing by Mia Molson Zia. Available on Amazon. Also, check out the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com or 40 podcast platforms. Heard in 100 countries, including Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also, Anchor FM, iTunes, and also Apple as well, too. Google Play, Geo7, Radio Public. Also on Pandora and TuneIn. And also subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on YouTube. Also on BitChute, Rumble. Follow us on Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok, Instagram, and more. Make sure you take us with you on any mobile device. Make sure you subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on all the streaming channels as well. And don't forget to check out MikeWagnerShow.com and visit our store as well, too, on Amazon for T-shirts, pop sockets, throw pillows, tote bags, hoodies. Makes great gifts 24/7. Go to Amazon.com. Check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast today. And for more great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com/Mia Molson Zia for great books like Misting, One, Some Wrinkles, also T-shirts, pop sockets, hoodies, phone cases, and more. Amazon.com/Mia Molson Zia. Check it out today. I'll support the Mike Wagner Show on Anchor FM, PayPal, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. Make sure you do so today. We're here with the author Rose Bonner of Unlock the Secrets for Relaxers, Perms, and Colors, clinical mental health professional by day, also scientist by night, helping with people with all kinds of hair on the Mike Wagner Show. And, about your book as well, too, Unlock the Secrets for Relaxers, Perms, and Colors as well. And, tell us, how did you first get started with the book, and what inspired you to write it?
Well, I really was inspired to write the book when people would ask me questions all the time about how to fix their hair. So I thought I'd just put all the information in one spot rather than on the back of different products will only get you so far and then you don't know what else to do with it. So I put from the beginning, from shampoo all the way to the end of styling your hair, of how to complete look each step of the way.
That's really interesting too. We covered some of the shampoos and some of the things to look for, what to avoid, and everything else, and how much you put in and everything. And I guess I use a 3-in-1, so I'm gonna have to stop using that from now on. Now that I got advice from you and get some actual shampoo, and also those for also losing your hair as well too. Maybe some of the products you would recommend, maybe to regain some hair back too. It's just like you got the products like Rogaine. I think there's some other products, maybe some of the things you recommend, or naturally, it's like, what are some of the things you can do naturally with your hair?
Yes, here it is right here. Horseshoe Wu. That is a great herb for growing hair, returning hair back to its natural color from gray in the hair, as well as it's good for your skin and fingernails. So it's got a sidekick to it that it has been known for being a great aphrodisiac. So it's just a well-rounded product that's really good to use.
Hmm. I feel good about an array now I mentioned about aphrodisiacs, so I seem to like that. So we have that as well too. And also you talked about having perms and everything else, relaxers, colors, and maybe just some tips about that according to your book.
Well, one thing about a color, if a person has a beautiful color starting out, it begins to fade very quickly. So in my book, I teach you how to hold on to that color without it fading so fast. Or if you're trying to correct a color, you got the wrong color, but you're wanting something else. I have a great chart that shows you how to correct the color. And then if you want to just actually do a new color, that's in there as well.
Okay. And also too, you have the hair color products out there like with L'Oreal and all the hair coloring products. Like say you currently have like say let's say you're born with red hair, but you want to do it with black as well. Now, with that radical of a color change would really like affect your hair, dry it out, and everything like that, or is it just like just the same, not any different or so?
It depends on which one you use. I hate knocking products, but Reckon is a really good line that they build in conditioners. So then that's the most important thing. Rather than just putting a color on your hair and it's stripping the hair, you have to have some built-in conditioners. And we kind of talked about the little bit of oil starting out when you're shampooing your hair. You're building in conditioning into your hair before you get started. So that the hair is always protected during the process of what you're doing so you never really strip the hair and cause it to be damaged and dry.
And what type of oils do you recommend in the shampoos, and what is considered the essential?
Cetyl alcohol is really the basic alcohol that's a good conditioning oil. But then you have coconut oil if you're trying to cleanse the hair. You've got olive oil if you're trying to build a base of a good structure for the hair. So, and then you have jojoba oil if you want to grow the hair. Some people use castor oil. So it just depends on what you're trying to do with the hair.
Okay. You also mentioned about several methods, several styles, and everything like that in the book, and you can just like share with those as well too.
Sure, sure. Each hair is going to be an individual creation, right?
Hmm.
So instead of us trying to think that we have to match the Vogue issue look, we should just focus on what we want to accomplish with our hair. And if our hair is shiny and it's strong, well, the mission is accomplished.
Nice, nice. And of course, you talked about the various thickness of hair from very thin to very thick. We already covered that as well too, and of course, hairstyles as well too. How does that affect like with the quality of hair? The like say building hair, thinning hair, and everything like that. What styles would enhance the hair, and what hairstyles would damage the hair?
Well, pulling the hair up in a tight ball will damage the hair. It's going to pull the hair out of the scalp. So you want to always have something that you're able to fluctuate and change and not have one style that you're settled to. But don't be afraid of your hair to play with your hair. Go with the cowlicks, go with the spaces and just work with what you've got rather than trying to change your hair completely, right?
Hmm. Right. And of course, cutting your hair, that's no problem as well, too. And also brushing the hair as well, too. That's also most important thing. And the proper way to brush hair, comb the hair, and also, clean the brush, clean the comb, and what are some of the do's and don'ts and the essentials when it comes to brushing and combing?
That's a very good point. I mean, you just kind of hit them all for me right there, pretty good, Mike.
That's because my wife does her own hair. That's why she's teaching me some stuff.
Well, she's doing a great job because that is basically it. Keeping those tools clean and start from the end and work your way up, as opposed to starting from the top and working your way down. You're going to pull out less hair, So, and we really don't have to brush our hair as much, and we don't have to comb our hair as much. Sometimes the old method was it brush your hair 100 times at night, right?
Hmm.
But today's marketplace, hair is too thin for that. So you don't want to just brush your hair all the time because you're going to brush it out.
Hmm. It all sounds like, you go back days of Rapunzel where it's like 100 times is not enough, and she's trying to grow the hair so the prince can come down. It's like those days are pretty much over. And of course, the type of brush, the style of brush, and the quality of the brush, the bristles, and everything else. That is the most important. And what do you look for when it comes to getting a good brush or a good comb, and especially what particular materials or what you look for?
That's right, Mike. Boar bristles are the best way to go. And you can, in my book, I actually have pictures of different types of brushes depending on whether you're trying to blow dry it or you're just trying to style it or you're trying to detangle it. So, but boar bristle is the best way to go. Not a plastic bristle, but a boar bristle. And there's a great comb, a neem comb, which it detangles the comb and it helps it with the static electricity. So you're not having a lot of kinks and knots in your hair when you use those two tools alone.
Okay. And also too, people, blow dry their hair. They try to get it done as quick as possible, get out the door, go to work, or go to dinner and everything else. What's a proper way to blow dry your hair? The do's and don'ts of it. It's like, do you really do you have to keep it low, medium, or blow it high as well?
If your hair is so thick and you've got to go high because you don't have a lot of time, you want to always finish it up with a cool, cold dryer because that's going to close that cuticle and protect the hair. But if you got time to let it air dry and then go in with a nice styling aid and finish it up that way, that's the best. But always finish with a cool dryer, no matter what you're building, Carol, whatever you're doing, finish with a nice cool ending.
And then styling gels as well too. That what are some of the things you recommend, and what are some of the do's and don'ts when it comes to styling gels, and especially mousses too?
Yes, I'm not really a big fan of mousses unless it doesn't have a alcohol as number one ingredient or number two ingredient, because there's so many different things you can use now to build that body without a mousse. But I know we're really used to mousses and gels, but you can use those, but just make sure that alcohol is not the number one ingredient. Now, Orbe, it's a really cool product because they have all kind of styling aids depending on what you're trying to accomplish for extremely curly hair or if you've got very fine hair, because that's the most important thing is that you build the hair to build that shine rather than clop a big something on your hair and then it's going to eventually break the ends.
Hmm. That's really interesting. I've used it for quite some time. No wonder I'm starting to lose it. So I should have known that a long time ago when it comes to that. So we had that too. And of course, you worked at salons as well too. And what are some of the do's and don'ts when it comes to salon as well too, like some tricks and everything like that. And what should people know about, going to salons, and some of the do's, some of the don'ts, and maybe some of the things like say, hey, I can do this at home, whatever too. So.
A really important thing when you go into the salon, never say you want to get a haircut when all you really want is a trim, because they may cut off 6 inches of your hair when all you want is about a trim. So you got to be very specific with the language that you use with the stylist so that she knows what you want. And always take a picture so she kind of has an idea of where you're going rather than just trying to use her imagination for what she thinks will look pretty on you rather than why you came in to get your hair done.
Okay. And also, and anything else that we should know when you go into a salon, hairstyling, or anything like that? And what are some of the things you also offer, especially in your book?
Well, the salon is a good place to get a really good, healthy trim or cut. Once you get that baseline, then you can take care of your hair on your own. So that's really, people feel like they have to go to the salon every couple of weeks. That's not truly necessary. But if you want to, yay, go.
If you do have the money, that's great. So
True. But you can do it at home as well. You can do the most important thing, I think, is that when you're doing a perm, the rod is the key. Like, okay, you got the strand of hair, you want to pull it to a nice little tip. When you put it on that rod, if you leave the hair spread it out, it's going to get all fuzzy and dry. But if you bring it to a nice little tip, then it's going to be a nice, beautiful curl. So that's simple about a perm. A relaxer, people always think that the relaxer straightens the hair. The relaxer does not straighten the hair. The relaxer softens the hair. The back of the comb straightens the hair. So if you don't use the back of the comb to straighten the hair, your hair is going to revert right back and you're going to, what happened? It's going to look the same. For colors, you want to make sure that you use that color wheel because that's going to give you balance from your natural color if you've had previous colors and the color that you want to achieve.
That is rather interesting. And where can we find the book, Unlock the Secrets for Relaxers, Perms, and Colors at, Rose?
You can go to my site, genopromise.com, and also Amazon.com.
We will certainly check that out. And what's coming up for Rose Bonner with her book and everything else, we'll find out just 1 minute. You listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios, and brought to you by official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international award-winning author Mia Molson Zia Missing. We'll be back with author Rose Bonner of Unlock the Secrets for Relaxers, Perms, and Colors after this time out. We're back with author Rose Bonner of Unlock the Secrets for Relaxers, Perms, and Colors here on the Mike Wagner Show. Learned a lot of hair tips from you and everything. As they say, hair today, gone tomorrow, stuff like that. It takes on a different meaning. What else can we expect from you in 2023 and beyond, Rose?
Well, I'm really looking to write another book. I want to turn my book into an audio book, but in the meantime, you can go to my site, post your question, and get an answer for your individual needs if you don't want to read the book. But I also saw an app that's really good. Was it Speechify? That you can just plug it in and it can take the book and read it to you to hit the points that are important for you.
That's really interesting. I'll have to certainly check that out and use that too. I'm sure that comes in handy, just like Kindle and everything else. And who do you consider biggest influence in your career?
That's a good question, Mike. I think it's people that choose to make the most of their day.
Okay.
Rather than being depressed, I work with depression, right? But rather than looking at always your problems, if you can find one thing that makes you want to get up and go, then that excites me about life.
And of course, you can also get your problems solved at a salon as well, too. So you can get that solved while you're getting your shampoo, your cut, and everything, and tell you about your problems. I'm sure they can solve it for you right there. And that'll be $50, please. So
get your nice massage in there with it.
That's right. Yeah, it's just like, problem solved. There you go. And what's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
Well, just to look in the mirror and love yourself because you're beautiful for who you are.
That's right. I think that's very important as well, too. Once again, with author Rose Bonner of Unlock the Secrets for Relaxers, Perms, and Colors here on the Mike Wagner Show. Rose, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely fantastic. Looking forward to having you on soon. Keep us up to date. Keep in touch. Love to have you back. Once again, what's your website? How do people contact you? Where can people purchase or check out your book?
At genopromise.com or Amazon.
Okay, we'll certainly check that out. Once again, Rose, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely amazing. Learned a lot from you. Looking forward to having you again soon. Keep us up to date. Keep in touch. Love to have you back. Wish you all the best. And Rose, you definitely have a great future ahead of you.
Thank you, Mike. A pleasure to be here. And get some of that Ho Shi Wu and tell me how it goes.